Alright, today's review is on a sub that just became available at our local Subways. I don't typically go to Subway very often, once in a great while. It's just one of them things that it's a lot of food for one. I don't know. I really like burgers, and I like to kind of mix up my diet of what I eat here and there. But anyhow, this is the foot-long pastrami on herbs and cheese bread. I got mine with the shredded cheddar cheese mix they have. They toasted it. They put a lot of meat on there. I got a little bit of lettuce and pickle and onion on there, and then I had them hit it with some light honey mustard. Not a whole lot, otherwise they tend to go overboard on what they give you. But this is supposed to be kind of 2 6-foots, and there's obviously a difference. Somebody wasn't cutting straight, but that really don't matter to me. If I had ordered a 6-foot and got this short piece, however, I might have been a little unhappy. But it really smells good. Of course, favorite beverage on stack. Now, well, let's give this a whirl here and try it. Mmm. Mm-hmm. It's got a very good flavor to it. It tastes really good. I almost opted for having to put bacon on it, but I think being as what it is, it's sufficient. Don't really need anything else added to it. And then you can see I mean, it's not the greatest lighting, but the shredded cheese right up in here. It's kind of buried in there. I got my lettuce here, and that's a short little hair right there. You may not be able to see it in the light of my camera. That's not one of my hairs. Yeah, see, that's never a positive to find a hair in there, and I know it's not one of mine because the color is different. The length is obviously different. I mean, those of you can tell my hair is very long compared to that little one, which is an approximation about that. But that's not going to stop me from enjoying this sub. It was $9 plus tax for this particular footlong. I mean, they're not stingy. They give you a fair amount. If I was to make a homemade sub at home and had all these ingredients on hand, I think this is probably about the most amount of meat I'd probably put in it my own self. So I'm definitely not complaining. The pastrami's got a really good color to it. It's very juicy. It's very flavorful. And I think when it comes right down to it, it makes for a pretty good sub. I've tried just about everything on Subway's menu, minus anything that may be spicy in nature. I definitely never have none of their peppers. And when it comes to the fixins that they put on after the initial, what makes it this particular sub it is generally lettuce, onion, pickle, and maybe like ranch or this sweet onion teriyaki. That sauce I really like. However, it's sticky, it's messy, and it does have a little bit of an afterbite to it. But for this particular section, I thought a honey mayonnaise is kind of like a honey Dijon type mayonnaise. It complements the pastrami just right. Here you can see one of the pickles, as well as a piece of onion sticking out of there. I think you can tell in the background we're getting quite a snowstorm here. I was sliding all over the roads on the way back from picking this up, because their nearest town is over here to my west, probably about 6-7 miles. But yeah, it's a pretty good sub. On their calorie count on the back of their napkin here, I think pastrami, correct me if I'm wrong, I think, is pastrami a beef or a pork? Do you know?
Huh?
Do you know, what is pastrami? Is that a beef or a pork type meat?
I'm not sure.
Well, my father-in-law is, I'm sure, and he's quite a knowledgeable man. I guess I'd have to slide it into the roast beef category, because according to what they got on here, that's about the closest thing in that family. And at 320 calories, which this couldn't be too far, give or take one way or the other when it comes to the calorie count. At least I wouldn't think so. It does have a pretty sodium high content, though, as what a lot of cured meats do. And I know pastrami and corned beef are both in that category of cured meats. But overall, we're going to do a 1 to 5 scale on this particular sub, because I'm only going to eat half of it. I don't have quite the appetite I had yesterday. But anyways, I say we're going to strike it right about I'd have to say a 4. It's good. There's not really anything I can complain about other than the edge of their bread. Today I've noticed is a wee bit on the crunchy side. You can see it just kind of crumble underneath my fingers. And when you get soft bread, it's not going to do that. It'll pull. I mean, at least 90% of the bread is soft. I mean, there's a few parts like on the seam where it holds together and where they cut it with the knife. It's starting to wrap, and I can understand it. You know, this bread's not made to sit and have a long hang time. It's usually gone in a short amount of time when people eat them. But yeah, overall, good sub. You can't go wrong. Makes for a good lunch. I didn't have to cook nothing, and so there you have it, everybody. There's my take on the pastrami from Subway. I had mine toasted, and that's me attributing to some of these crunchy edges as well. I mean, I didn't take that into account, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you thought. And till next time, everybody, take it easy.